Commander Elias Trent stood alone at the edge of the diplomatic platform, his boots clicking against the crystalline surface as he stepped forward into the glaring twin suns of Vark 9. His hands were unarmed. His armor bore no weapons, only the crest of Earth's diplomatic corps, a golden olive branch entwined with a blue Earth. He had come in peace. The Virexi High Council watched from their throne tower above, 6 insectoid beings radiating telepathic tension across the courtyard. Elias lowered his head slightly, respectful but proud. "I represent Earth." He spoke calmly, the translator drone echoing his words in a chittering Virexi dialect. "We come not as conquerors. We come with open hands, to trade, to learn, to build peace." For a few seconds, silence hung heavy. Then, with a shriek that made the air tremble, one of the Virexi lords raised a spine limb. A signal. From the towers surrounding the courtyard, plasma fire erupted. Elias barely had time to twist before a bolt tore through his left shoulder, spinning him backward. A second blast struck his side. He collapsed, blood hissing against the hot crystal surface. The world blurred dot as the light faded from his eyes. His last thought was not of regret. It was a betrayal. 2 months later they saw him again, this time from orbit. The Virexi moons burned behind a wall of Terran warships, a fleet that moved like a school of predators through the void. At the center of the armada was the Revenant, a black iron dreadnought born in the shipyards of Titan, and at its helm stood Elias Trent. No olive branch, no diplomatic crest, just matte black combat armor and the cold fire of revenge in his eyes. He hadn't died that day. A medical drone from his escort ship had retrieved him moments before his vitals flatlined. He awoke on the journey back to. So, not with gratitude, but with one question: why? The Council on Earth had debated. They'd wanted to send another diplomat. Elias had stared at them, eyes hard. You don't reason with vipers after they strike. You burn the nest. And so, Earth's military arm had been unleashed. As the Revenant pierced Virex 9's upper atmosphere. The planet's orbital defenses activated. Fusion lances, interceptor wings, and shield networks flickered to life. But this wasn't a first strike mission. This was retribution. From orbit, Terran railguns fired tungsten rods at orbital speed, kinetic slugs that punched holes through shield arrays and melted Virexi stations like candle wax. Dropships followed, trailing smoke and fury. When Elias stepped onto the Virexi capital soil again, it wasn't with empty hands. His rifle hummed with stored energy, and behind him marched a legion of exo-armored Marines. The Virexi warriors scuttled to meet them, but they'd never fought humans in full rage. For years, the galaxy had whispered of Earth's restraint, of their desire for unity, of the strange species from Sol who preferred peace over power. They didn't know what happened when that peace was betrayed. They were about to learn. The city of Kelzarik, pride of the Virexi homeworld, burned beneath Terran boots. The chittering, clicking hordes fought back with desperation, their weapons organic, their tactics ancient. Elias didn't speak much as he advanced. His orders were clear. Hit only military targets, spare civilians, but make them remember. He personally led the charge on the High Council's spire. A hail of plasma bolts greeted him, but his shielded armor absorbed the brunt. His rifle roared, cutting through Virexi elites with cold efficiency. 2 Marines fell beside him, and that only fed the storm brewing in his heart. At last, he stood in the Grand Hall where months ago he'd extended a hand of peace. Now he pointed a weapon instead. The same counselors watched him, trembling, behind their shield screens. "Do you understand now?" Elias said, his voice distorted by the armor. "You were given a chance. Earth offered unity. You chose treachery." One of the Virexi hissed through the translator. "You are no longer peaceful." "No," Elias said coldly, leveling his weapon. "Now, we're human." After the battle, the Terran flag flew above the smoldering ruins of the Council Spire, not as a symbol of conquest, but as a warning. The surviving Virexi leaders were not executed, but they were made to kneel and sign Earth's revised treaty. This time, There were no olive branches, only iron. Back on Earth, news feeds were ablaze. Human commander leads ruthless retaliation. Elias Trent, from diplomat to avenger. Virexi's surrender after devastating human counterattack. When asked later why he came back, Elias only said, "I came in peace. They shot me, so I came back with fury." That's the cost of betraying Earth's trust. In the dark expanse of the galaxy, the message was clear. Humans are peaceful. But never mistake that for weakness. Because when peace fails, humanity doesn't just fight. It burns.